Let's get back to Venezuela this morning and the potential opportunities for investors after Maduro's ouster. Joining us this morning, the longtime emerging markets investor, Mark Mobius, is with us. Mark, welcome back. Good to have you back.
Hi. Good to be back.
A lot's happened since we last spoke. Do you believe the U.S., that is entering a new era of what some call petro-imperialism?
That's very, very clear in the case of Venezuela. No question that the whole issue is oil. The U.S. needs to get that Venezuelan oil. As you know, the Gulf refineries run on these heavy crude that Venezuela has. And up to now, as you know, China's been the biggest importer of Venezuelan crude. And I think the U.S. would like to reverse that. So there's no question this is about oil.
How do you think Russia and China respond?
I don't think they can respond, frankly, because we now have a situation where the U.S. is very much in charge. Chinese really can't do much militarily, and the same with the Russians. So they may cry and scream, but at the end of the day, the U.S. is currently in charge. Now, what happens next is the big question, because there's no question that the U.S. will not be able to run the government in Venezuela alone. They have to get cooperation of people on the ground. And that remains to be seen of how that works out.
I assume you believe that will require additional military involvement?
It could. If Rodriguez, as you know, she's in charge now, she's a tough nut and will not be easy to persuade, as well as the top military commanders in Venezuela. But I think some persuasion, both in terms of military threat and also in terms of protecting these top people's assets, many of which are in the U.S., may do the trick. So I'm sure there's a lot of behind-the-scenes negotiating taking place right now.
So, Mark, are there investment opportunities here for someone like yourself that often goes to far-flung, higher-risk emerging markets? I think you said a few years ago that Venezuela would be interesting if there's a leadership change.
Oh, definitely. As you know, when Chavez came in, we got out because he said he was going to take over companies. Now there's a great opportunity. And the amazing thing is that the Venezuelan market has been the best performing of any market in the world, because you have this incredible devaluation of the bolivar, and inflation. So you have a situation where people want to go in the market to preserve assets. And of course, stocks are assets. So I'd love to get into the market again. The problem now, of course, is liquidity and the willingness of our bankers to go in and set up custodial relationships. So that remains to be seen. I think it's going to be happening, but probably not within the next 6 months or so.